Hello everyone and welcome back to Lucky Loaders 15, where I'll be giving you 4 of my best tips for tomorrow's racing. Now before we get stuck into those, just got a couple of things to go through with you before I give you those tips. First of all, I just want to apologise for not doing a video on today's racing. I did make it clear in my last video, which was uploaded on Friday night, that there wouldn't be a video for Sunday's racing, so apologies for that. And also as well, I want to apologise if you followed me in on my Saturday selections, where in the end we only had one thing of note to write home about, and that was Arecibo, who finished in 4th place in the Portland Handicap at Doncaster. If you actually watched the race replay back, if you didn't see the race, at one point I thought he was going to come and win the race. He was travelling really strongly, but in the end he just lacked that turn of foot compared to the horses that were fighting it out for the win. So a little bit disappointing there of Arecibo, but at least we got a little bit of place money. But away from that, it was a disastrous Saturday. Nothing really particularly ran well for us. Nothing was really in the mix. And in the end, the less said, the better, really, with all those selections. But fingers crossed, so we can return to some of the form we've been showing earlier in the month, where we've been on a good streak with my nap. You know, we've had 7 winning naps in September, and also as well, we've had some other winners on the majority of the days, you know. So it's all in all, we are still up in September, but we did take a little bit of a knock for our poor day on Saturday. But like I said, hopefully we can turn the corner tomorrow and bounce back, and it was just a blip on Saturday. So for tomorrow, we're going to be starting with my next best, which actually runs over the RSC at Sligo on the jumps card there in the 420, and we're going for the final race here with my next best, with a horse called I Am Not Alone for Ricky Doyle, claiming 3, and he's riding for Conor O'Dwyer in the JP McManus colours. Now last time we saw this horse was just over a week or so ago, when winning at Wexford. Now the handicapper has had his say and has raised £7 for that victory, but I still think that's fairly fair. And if you actually look at the horse on her recent starts, they've applied cheek pieces, and that definitely seems to have made a difference. Furthermore, she's actually gone up in trip to tackle 3 miles on the last 2 starts, and I definitely think that's been the key to her. If you look at the downside of the pedigree, there's plenty of stamina in it. Quite a few of the horses in it have won or done well over the longer staying trips over the national hunt scene. A couple of 3-mile winners there, so that's definitely unlocked a bit more potential from her. And if you actually look at this race as a whole, it is a pretty weak race in my opinion. And if this horse can replicate its run at Wexford last time, I think it's the one they've all got to beat. Ricky Doyle as well is a very promising conditional jockey over in Ireland. He's able to claim 3, so that's going to help as well. And if you look at, like I said, the race as a whole, there's not really much that stands out. So I think with this mare still being only 6 years old, she's still got a bit more to offer. You can currently back this horse at 3 to 1. I think that's a fair price there. And I think come post time tomorrow, it could be a little bit shorter. So that's going to be the tip there. We then go to the 4.55 at Lingfield, and this is going to be my long shot tomorrow. It's not a big price. You can currently back it at 6 to 1. And I'm going to recommend an each way selection here with Bet365 was the price at 6 to 1, I should have said. But this horse tomorrow is going to be ridden by Safi Osborne, claiming 7, riding for Johnny Portman. Now Safi, she did us a good favour last week when she won at Goodwood for her dad on a horse called Dream Today, which we tipped up at 5 to 1. That was a good result for us there, and she's an apprentice jockey in the last couple of months that I've had my eye on. She's done quite well, I think, despite only having a few winners from, I think it's about 40 rides now. But she's got a different style of riding, you know. I mean, she's still got a lot more. She needs to obviously get a lot more experience to probably strengthen up a little bit. Maybe she's not the strongest in the finish, but she definitely gets the horses to run for her, and she has a different style to quite a few others. But I kind of like that style sometimes, because when horses sometimes they're asked for the maximum effort, the jockey looks like he's going crazy and he's getting the whip out. Horses don't always respond well to it, and they actually respond better if you're a little bit more gentle to them and only maybe ask for hands and heels. So I think Vischio tomorrow, if you actually look at this horse as a whole, she's got a great chance in this race. She's going to be getting plenty of weight of her back from the £7 claim of Safi Osborne. She gets the fillies allowance, the 3-year-old allowance, and she ran a good race last time out at Windsor when she finished in 2nd place, running on strongly. And this is a selling handicap tomorrow, so it's a pretty weak grade of contest. And Vischio has shown a good level of form on a few occasions this season, and at 6 to 1, I think that's a bit of a fair price there. And I think this horse has to be there or thereabouts, especially, like I said, with all the allowances it's getting. So for me, that's going to be the selection there. Fingers crossed we can get a good run for our money. We then go to my nap, which runs in the 650 at Wolverhampton with a horse called Final Thought. You can currently back this horse at 11 to 8, and again, that was with Bet365. I'm just recording this video before 9 o'clock, so these are the current prices at the time of recording. Now, this horse tomorrow is going to be ridden by Callum Shepherd, riding for Saeed bin Surur in the Godolphin colours. And if you actually look back at this horse's form, she's only a 2-year-old, so it's a nursery race, this race is. And from what she's achieved so far, I think 72, which is her current mark tomorrow, is definitely workable. Now, she finished 4th at Beverley on debut, behind Pythagoras of Richard Fahey, who looks a really smart horse. You might remember we put up Pythagoras a couple of weeks ago, and he was a really impressive winner at Ripon. And next time we saw this horse, she went to Yarmouth on soft ground, which probably wasn't ideal, but still nonetheless I thought ran an encouraging race where she bumped into Indigo Girl of John Gosden, who looks like she could definitely be a Group 1 filly. Probably see her in the Fillies Mile next. You might remember she was a nap for us the other day, Indigo Girl, when she won the Group 2 Mayhill Stakes at Doncaster, so that form's been boosted. And going up in trip tomorrow is definitely going to be a positive. Now, this horse is by Sea the Stars, and on the dam side of the pedigree, related to plenty of horses, I've got 1.5 miles, so it's probably going to be wanting to go up and trip in her career. And tomorrow she's actually going up and trip tomorrow by an extra furlong, so that's not a bad thing there. And I think tomorrow, if this horse can maybe take another step forward, which I think is definitely possible, I think Final Thought is a good thing in this race tomorrow, despite there being maybe 1 or 2 interesting rivals. But from what we've seen so far, she's got the best form in the race. She's improving. Going up and trip should be a massive positive. And at 11 to 8, I know that might be short for some people, but I still think that represents good value. And if the market vibes continue to be strong, she could maybe touch even money. So that's going to be the tip there and my nap for tomorrow. We then go my extra tip, which runs in 7:20 at Wolves with a horse called Selsey Sizzler for Callum Shepherd and Willie Knight. Now, this horse is currently 11 to 2, and I'm going to recommend a win-only bet. Now, this horse is still, like I said, with like Vischio, a maiden, 0 from 9. However, has been showing a little bit more glimmers of better form recently, including a 5th place at Lingfield last time out, where the form's actually worked out okay, because the 3rd place horse, Life Matters, went on to win at Kempton last week and was a very impressive winner. Now, this horse tomorrow is going to be getting the 3-year-old allowance in this handicap, and off a mark of 55. That definitely looks fairly workable. Also as well, sorry there. Also as well, if you look at this horse's pedigree, he's by Nathaniel, so he's bred for longer trips, and he's been a bit of a frustrating horse. I'm not going to lie. He's shown that he's got ability, but he's maybe failed to deliver on it a few times. However, this is a really weak contest tomorrow, and if he is going to win a race, I think it is going to be a race of this nature. He's drawn in stall 4 tomorrow, which isn't a bad draw at all, and I think we've taken all the things into the bargain with his 3-year-old allowance, his more promising run last time at Lingfield when he finished 5th. He's definitely got to be a major player in this race, and I think at 11 to 2 there, he represents a bit of value. And I wouldn't be at all surprised actually if he did go off favourite tomorrow. I could maybe see him going off at maybe 10 or 3, 3-1. I could see there being some market support. So Selsey Sizzler is going to be my extra tip there, and he's going to be 11 to 2 win only bet. So I'll quickly just recap those selections. My next best is in the 4:20 at Sligo with I'm Not Alone, 3 to 1 win only. My long shot is Vischio in the 4:15 at Lingfield, 6 to 1 each way. In the 6:50 at Wolverhampton, Final Thought, 11 to 8 win only bet. And my extra tip is in the 7:20 at Wolverhampton, Selsey Sizzler, 11 to 2 win only bet. So that's all I've got to say about that. So if you haven't done so already, please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel here at LuckyLoader15. Also as well, if you want to follow me on social media, you can do, where my Twitter handle is at LuckyLoader15. And if you want to find out a little bit more about myself, why don't you check out my website, which is www.chrisloaderracing.co.uk. So please gamble responsibly. Hopefully we can have some winners tomorrow, and we'll be seeing you soon.